On an ordinary night in Tremonton, Utah, 3 police officers responded to what seemed like a routine disturbance call. But within minutes, gunfire erupted, leaving 3 of them wounded and an entire community shaken. How did a simple call turn into one of the most alarming police shootings in Utah's recent history? This is the story of what really happened the night 3 police officers were shot in Utah. Before we dive in, if you're into true crime, breaking cases, and stories that make you think twice about the world we live in, hit that subscribe button. Tremonton is a small city in northern Utah, home to around 10,000 people. It's the kind of town where neighbors know each other, and crime is not something that makes daily headlines. But on this night, a call came into the police department. It was reported as a disturbance, the kind of situation officers handle every day. Most disturbance calls are routine. Loud arguments, noise complaints, maybe a minor altercation. But this one would be different. 3 officers responded to the call. As they approached the home, the situation changed instantly. According to police reports, as soon as officers arrived at the residence, they were met with gunfire. There was no time for negotiation, no time to prepare. Within moments, 3 of the officers were struck by bullets. Imagine the chaos. 3 officers down calling for backup. Their radios initially carried those desperate calls. But then, silence. They stopped responding. For law enforcement, silence like that is terrifying. It means the worst might have already happened. Within minutes, officers from multiple surrounding jurisdictions rushed in. Brigham City, Box Elder County, Weber County, and even Cache County agencies arrived in force. Residents described the scene as overwhelming. Dozens of police vehicles swarming a normally quiet neighborhood. Roads were blocked, a shelter-in-place order was issued, and helicopters hovered overhead. The search was on for the gunman. After a tense standoff, police managed to take the suspect into custody. He was transported to the Box Elder County Jail. So far, police have not released much about his identity, motives, or what led to the shooting. What we know is that he was inside the home when officers arrived, and he opened fire without warning. The speed of his arrest shows how seriously law enforcement treated the situation. But while the suspect was now in custody, the questions had only just begun. Shortly after the incident, the mayor of Tremonton posted on social media, offering condolences and claiming that 2 officers had been killed. The post spread quickly. People began mourning, assuming the worst. But hours later, that message was retracted. The mayor had been misinformed. The 3 officers were wounded, but not killed. This confusion added to the panic of the night. Families of officers scrambled for updates. Residents locked their doors, unsure if the suspect was still at large. Social media was flooded with rumors. Authorities have not publicly detailed the exact conditions of the officers, but we know they were all transported for medical care. The silence around their conditions suggests seriousness, but also shows respect for the privacy of their families. Police shootings like this are rare in Utah, and when they do happen, the law enforcement community feels it deeply. The fact that 3 officers were injured in one encounter makes this event especially significant. The big question everyone is asking, why? For now, the suspect is in custody, the officers are recovering, and Tremonton is left with scars, both visible and invisible. But one thing is certain. This case will not be forgotten anytime soon. This story is more than just a local tragedy. It highlights a larger issue, the risks officers face every single day. Routine calls can turn deadly in an instant, and when shots are fired, families, communities, and entire towns are changed forever. It also raises questions about preparedness, communication, and the challenges of policing in America today. 3 officers shot, a suspect in custody, a small town shaken. This is what really happened in Tremonton, Utah. What do you think drove the suspect to open fire that night? Was it anger, fear, or something darker? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your theories. And if you want more in-depth true crime and breaking case coverage, hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Because in a world where even routine calls can turn deadly, the truth is often stranger than fiction.